this year on, we are planning to start, also some kind of mentoring from this year.
So in Maharashtra, in India, and in all other Asian countries, SAARC countries, I'm having very good connection.
Okay, very good.
So, Nikita ma'am, hello.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I have just posted the link to your WhatsApp number. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll just share the YouTube link with the sir and the group. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
And let us now start our lecture.
Sir, I shared the link with you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. 1 second, just I will, just give me 30 seconds.
Sure,
I will be back.
Sure, sir.
So very good. You can start now, Nikita ma'am.
Yes, sir. So, sir is like he'll be joining in 2 minutes, sir. He's just sharing the contact and this YouTube link.
Great.
Yeah.
No, I am back. I have shared. You can start. No problem.
Okay, sir. So, hi everyone. A very good afternoon to all. And I, Dr. Nitika Thakur, working as Assistant Professor in Shulani University, welcomes you all on behalf of MBSI, Microbiologist Society India. And today I'm very glad to share that we have a very important talk and a type of success story from a microbiologist to a global entrepreneur. Before we move on to the lecture, I would like to request President, Microbiologist Society India, Professor Arvind Deshmukh, to kindly share his mission and vision regarding the society. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nikita. I think this is our 20th lecture. Means more than 20 microbiologists out of India. We have brought them on our platform, and they have given guidance to the young generation of India. So our main motto is to serve Indian students in microbiology and biotechnology. So if 200 students are watching the YouTube, at least 2 students will get inspired, and that time we will consider it is our success. So really, I'm happy Dr. Kunal today joined here and going to present, and he is an entrepreneur. That is a very important thing. Really, I told him that is his daring. He is doing a business, or he is running his own industry in Germany. So it's a very nice. It's my duty to wish him all the best. And I request Nikita ma'am that you should continue such program on every Sunday so that our students will get benefit. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views regarding the Microbiologist Society India. And now we will be inviting the most important person for today's session, Mr. Kuntal Chatterjee. And he's working as CEO at Pharma, Berlin, Germany, and also is managing partner Ezita Pharma and consultant to various global pharma companies. In addition, he's leading a team providing and extending sales support for pharmaceutical companies in the field of marketing and sales. In addition, the team is positively extending distribution of pharmaceutical products, medical devices, nutritional supplements, care and cosmetic products in Germany and the European Union. Furthermore, the team actively conducts market studies, market research, etc., among physicians, pharmacists, and hospitals. Mr. Kuntal has also entered his services as a global business development consultant for Germany and providing his advisory roles for various global companies. If we talk about his education, he has completed his master's in microbiology from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar University, Aurangabad, India. And he continued his MBA as Executive Pharma Management from NMIMS, India. So he moved from a journey of a microbiologist to an entrepreneur. So we welcome you, sir. And he owes to his name many honors and awards. And yes, we welcome a passionate entrepreneur with a synergistic tinge of microbiology today. So welcome, sir. A heartful welcome to you from Microbiologist Society India. And over to you for his talk and his journey from a microbiologist to a global entrepreneur. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Thakur. Thank you, Dr. Deshmukh. And thanks to my global audience. Thanks to my mentors and teachers all over. So this is Kuntal Chatterjee. I am currently based out of Berlin in Germany. And of course, today I'm going to tell you my story. And, as you might have already, listened and thought that I am also originally from India. And I pursued my career as a microbiologist. And today I'm just going to share how we can all connect the dots and make dreams possible. So, if you see, I hope you guys can all see my slides properly. So if
yes,
not, you can stop me. Okay, very good. And also, during my talk, if I go a little, faster, you can slow me down. You can already, pause me anytime, ask any questions. So this slide is all about, my experience, what I have done together. Life is a kind of a journey and not a destination, as we all say. So I have been privileged and honored and grateful to have worked in various continents, and various countries. So I started my journey from Aurangabad. I did a bachelor in microbiology, chemistry, and zoology from Government College, and then I did my master's from Government Institute of Science, Aurangabad. And thereafter, I joined Dr. Reddy's lab in Hyderabad. And here,
sorry for the disturbance, sir. Please mute up your audios, please. So it's a request to please mute up your audios. So you can please continue.
Sure. So, I started with Dr. Reddy's as a microbiologist in the lab way back in 2001. And there I was working for releasing water for injection, doing this endotoxin test, all microbiology test, sampling air for, let's say, validating the facilities. I have worked in sterile facility, in non-sterile, and in a FDF facility. So during my tenure, all the microbiology skills were put up to the test. And I was glad that, things which I learned in the college was really, applicable in the industry. And that's the reason today I want to share with you what, I have done and what you all can do being a microbiologist, because in any, industry, quality is of paramount importance. And being a microbiologist, you have to ensure that you are the final, let's say, approver before the product is going to the market, before it is going to the patients. And that's the reason microbiologist has a huge role, to really test every drug so that the, the microbial content are within the limits, so that, we are also testing that on the endotoxin and all the quality of the excipients, of the ingredients which are going into the products are as per the quality standards and specifications. So having worked in microbiology lab, I was thinking what next? So the next was regulatory affairs. So having learned the tricks of the trade in quality control, I moved gradually to regulatory affairs, wherein I learned how to submit the dossiers with the authorities. So I started with India and then worked for US and also Europe. During my tenure as regulatory affairs manager in Dr. Reddy's, I was also privileged to be part of their US team. And again, I was in US working there for a very short time, as a regulatory affairs manager. Thereafter, I came back. I did my MBA with Narsi Monji and in Mumbai. And thanks to, the great company which I started working with, Dr. Reddy's, I had a huge exposure in all the departments. So regulatory affairs, then I moved to portfolio, BD. And through this gradual progression of my career, which started as a microbiologist, I was able to not only shift departments, but also shift my career angle from one things to another. So in the next slide, I will explain to you how, today we are connected, how globally using all this media, we can connect with each other and really do business development. Because if you understand the tricks of the trade, if you understand how a drug is developed, how it is registered, what is this required to sell it in various countries, and this all starts with the basic quality and basic manufacturing, which as a microbiologist, we can all appreciate, or even a scientist, or in any other field. And then we have to just, connect the dots and put things into perspective. Here, in this slide, I am just presenting what I have done, what awards I have, all the connections. I have 21 plus 21,000 connections on LinkedIn, and it's still growing. You can all connect with me on that. But more or less, my key expertise is to really find out what dossiers can be submitted, how the product can be developed for the global audience, what we need to do. So I have a deep understanding on the quality and the requirements for submitting the drug product for regulatory approval, which typically takes from 1 to 2 to 3 years, and which can be sold in the market. Now, the next slide, this is a simple slide, but this again, tells us that how we can connect the dots. It's all about people. If we network, if we broaden up our scope, then everything is possible. Business development in general is a huge field. In the pharmaceutical space, there are two types of business development. One type is to acquire products, is to buy. That means, if I have something which I want to sell, but I do not manufacture myself, I will buy from others. This is called in-licensing. Similarly, if I have some products manufactured, which I want to sell to the global audience, that is called out-licensing. We sell out, and these are the two things mainly, in-licensing and out-licensing, which are the main part of business development. And it's obvious that, a single company, a single pharmaceutical company cannot manufacture everything on their own. So that is the reason it is absolutely mandatory to have a strategy and vision, to have the right portfolio and product mix, which can really support, to have the, right mix in your product sell in per country as per the requirement. As you might know already, for every new drug approval, there is an identification, screening, and approval process. And it starts with analysis of a target condition and available treatment in the market. Then it goes down to the assessment of benefits and risk from clinical data. In our field, in the generics field, we always do a comparison, which we tell as bioequivalence. We just show how our drug or a generic product is bioequivalent to the innovator and how we can really manage the risk. So in that, aspect, like we have seen that in last few years, when COVID came, there was accelerated approval. And that's the reason, we got this COVID vaccine in a record, amount of time. In few months only, we had this vaccine, really authorized and ready for human consumption. Now, this is the thing which, as a business developer, as a microbiologist, we always go, in these drug development designations. And we have 3 kinds of designations: fast track, breakthrough therapy, and priority review. And you can refer to fda.gov. The link is in my slide deck, which will be shared by Dr. Nikita Thakur after this talk. So you can go through this. There are a lot of free resources available on the internet. You can just go through this and understand the overall mechanism of how a drug is screened, approved, and made ready for the global audience. Okay, so now we will focus on how as a business developer we really scout for the products. So when I go out, when all the business developers like me go out in the market, they focus on what is the actual time that the drug can come to the market. So the first thing always is time to market. When can we place the drug in the market? Then comes the price, and so on and so forth. But In this arena, generics, we have to be mindful on the patent situation. As per the patent laws, we have to be mindful on the quality of the product, because if the quality is not as per the standard, then the regulatory authorities will not allow it to be registered and subsequent entry in the market. We have to be mindful on the competitors and their strategy. We have seen, for example, in the US marketplace, there has been a rapid disruption, and many of the oral solids has been faced with a lot of competitors. And that's the reason nowadays there is an increasing trend of B2 products, So generic plus products are coming in the market because the competition is low. We are also seeing a trend with injectables, with peptides, and with a lot of complex generics in the market, which are creating, good market share and also enabling low competitors. Because the moment the competitors are high, it's obvious that everybody will try to have this space in the market. The price goes down, and this is a spiral. Once the price goes down, then at one point of time, the end selling price in the market becomes less than the manufacturing price. That means, in other words, the manufacturers start making losses. And so, it's quite important to have a healthy trend in the market, is to have a healthy competition and not to have a price war. In the BD process, we generally follow, 3 major steps. There are plenty others, but the first step always is to have a list of potential partners. This list comes from existing relationship which we have with the partners. It comes over email, over the conferences, networking. For example, I travel to almost 4 to 5 conferences each year, and I try to network and see what are the latest trend, what are the latest products, and how we can have a kind of market access. This is my job, to have market access for partners who want to go in various geographies but cannot afford to do so. They are good in manufacturing. So I basically connect the manufacturers with the marketing partners. And in this regard, for doing so, we have to attend a lot of conferences, do the networking over online and offline, go and meet them, look at the databases, and just create a pool of opportunities. And this is the primary task of business development, to create a pool of opportunities and then to connect the dots. After identifying the partners, the next step always is to execute a CDA, because in our business, confidentiality is everything, and we should be mindful of keeping things confidential and not to disclose without signing a confidentiality agreement, which is called a CDA. And once the CDA is in place, then we start having all this confidential discussion. That means as a basic step of launching a product in the market, first we ask to provide the number of units, or which is called forecast, like number of packs that a marketing partner can sell in the market. So on the basis of number of packs, we then go back to the manufacturer and ask for supply price. And this supply price is always dependent on the number of packs, because it is just like preparing a meal. You have the drug products are also prepared in pots. So depending on the pot size, the price goes up and down. For example, if we manufacture 100,000 packs, then the price will be X dollars. If we manufacture 1 million packs, then the price will be less. So always price is dependent on the volumes and the manufacturing conditions. After we get the price, which is called the supply price, we then go back to the marketing partner. We ask him to put his markup, and then we ask him also to do a kind of a business case wherein he has to show what is his 3 years, 5 years down the line, what amount he's going to sell. And once we have this information, we just try to club all together and try to go into an agreement, which is called a license and supply agreement, which enables the marketing partner and the development partner and the manufacturer. We sometimes do 3-way agreements, and we do it. Sorry, there is some lines going on. So I don't know. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I think there's some lines going on in the screen, but I think I will
Yes,
continue.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let it be. This is a technical problem.
Okay, fine. So I'm trying to see. 1 second. I think I have to stop the share because I cannot go on to the next slide. 1 second, please. I will come back again. I'll just start sharing again. Good. So can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, good. Great. So, sorry for the technical glitch. We now go to, I'm just trying to explain to you all how the product is identified, how we really, see whether it is suitable for that market, because to be suitable for the market, we have to ensure that it's following all the regulations. It is following the quality. It is also following, it is not overpriced. It is following the price and volume strategy. And if we want to grow together, we can grow together, if we really have the mindset that how we can build relationship by telling and selling and not just pushing the products. The first step for a BD guy is to build trust. And trust is often built by, by a connection which you have with your partner. It could be emotional connection. It could be normal friendship. It could also be that you have worked with them or you have studied with that partner. Because in your life, you will find as you study microbiology or any other thing, you will be able to have, friends and partners in the industry who will be spread across the globe. And if you follow these 2-3 things, there could be, all others too. But for business development, it's always important to have a behavior-driven sales approach. That means, you go on with things like, what can we do for you? And then you start, defining the lead. And before you go to any partner or any company, you have to do some analysis. You have to see whether this partner really requires this product. So you have to look at their existing products, whether they really need, the products which you are going to give them. So before sending any list, I would strongly recommend that you go to their website, look at their annual reports, really see whether the products which you will send to them, to the marketing partner from your manufacturer, whether it is really required for them. So not to, really spam their inbox, but just to go step by step. So I'm trying to go to the next slide. Some problem is going with the slide deck. Let me see. I think it should be fine. Just trying to see why the next slide is not going. Okay. So now I'm doing manual, change because there was some issue with the slides. Okay, so I hope you can still see that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, in any business development process, as I have explained to you in last, 10-15 minutes, what really is business development, what we do, how we, scan for products, what are the 3 main steps. Now I will go for, what it really needs to close the deal. So in terms of any deal making, we have to develop a transparent communication. That means, at all point of time, we have to really provide real-time risk assessment so that, all the stakeholders, they really know what are the risks involved, because it's impossible to have things without risk. Risk will be always there. And how we judge the risk and how we work with the health authorities, how we work with the marketing, partners, how we work with the service providers. That's the key of having a product which is like, beneficial for all of us. In this, aspect, as we move on in business development, we have a lot of different kind of products. So there are typically some products which are called over-the-counter products, which can be sold without prescription. And these products, I am quite a fan of these products, because here, if you see in this era of digital age, it's really the world is under our purview. We can really develop and sell products within 8 to 12 months if it is over the counter. And the regulatory authorities have also really eased out a lot of, let's say, regulations, which helps this kind of, engagement. Now I'm going to explain to you what we can all do together, how you can evaluate and take help support from us. I believe in teamwork. We all believe in teamwork. As Nikita, madam, have told that, I am a CEO of Ada Farm. So Ada Farm is based out of Germany, Berlin. We are doing B2C business. That means any company which you all know, which wish to come to Germany, they do not have their own sales and marketing presence, Ada Farm can support. I'm the CEO of that company. I'm also a managing partner of another company, which is called Azeta Pharma. As many of you might know, this is part of a bigger company, which is called Pharma Circuit. And this company is actually promoting a lot of conferences and, conferences on various topics. And this is the company which, I'm promoting today, because we are also going to start a mentorship platform this year, which you all can benefit. So this company is registered also in Germany, in Frankfurt. And our primary, aspect is B2B business and consulting opportunities, and also to give, things which are scarce. That means, we want to really have all the connections possible in this digital age and try to do seminars, as you can see in the slide, try to, do consulting, try to promote, contacts and global market access, and also help you with product scouting, talent scouting, and also keep you, also alive with all this, news. And we feel that, in the years to come, if we all team up together, then Pharma Circuit can be there in all parts of the world, and we can simply promote each other work and create a kind of mentorship platform. In this, we are promoting pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, food supplements, and we are also helping companies with, shared services, regulatory, quality, product development. We are also helping companies across the globe for sourcing of pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, and food supplements. And this is the connection which I explained, 10 minutes ago, how we are connecting the dots. It's simple. You go, you meet the guy in a conference, or you connect over social media or LinkedIn, and then you just check what he is developing, what he is manufacturing. You take those the list of products, you take, you do screening. You have to go to the marketing companies, speak with them, do your research, and then connect the dots. This is what we exactly do. And how can we shift, our focus from networking based to theme based? In this, scope, as you might have seen, and by the way, all the Pharma Circuit, videos are available on YouTube. So if you just type Pharma Circuit in the YouTube, you will get all our videos. It's all free of charge. You can just go there and have a look on what we have done. And then you can, depending on the topic, you can either connect with the speakers or with us. We will connect them, them to you, and you can benefit from this networking based to theme based, because in this, future, as thanks to Dr. Thakur and Dr. Deshmukh for arranging this talk today. Why we are speaking today? Because it's quite easy. When I studied, 20, 30 years ago, it was not possible to speak like this over a Zoom call, but now it's possible. And that's the reason, we want to create a platform which is theme based and which can promote a fair knowledge sharing amongst everybody. I'm trying to go at the end of my presentation. So as we all know, the future can be predicted best when you create it by yourself. And also, when everything appears to be going in one direction, take a long, hard look in the opposite direction. I have myself suffered a terrible train accident in 2007 in India, and still I'm alive. I'm doing my things. So I would say that never give up, keep doing what you love, and thank you for your attention today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. It was great listening to you and your wonderful journey. And I was like very curious to know about like shifting from microbiology to a management department, or you can say shifting to a full passionate entrepreneur. So basically, when we talk about these type of synergistic combinations today, because many of my students, they are also willing to go from a microbiology section to a management section. So I have a question, like what was your like obstacles, or you can say a type of difficulty in going from a microbiology to a management based section? So do you face any type of obstacles or hindrance regarding it? Just a curious question.
Sure. No, thank you. I think it's a good question. Of course, there will be obstacles. There was obstacle for me as well. So I think, it was a decision, because basically I'm also a singer, you can find my singing videos on YouTube. So it all goes on with the personality. I think, everybody is extrovert, everybody is introvert. At one point of time, it's maybe you get everybody gets a vibe. So, what happened is when I was in quality control, I got a vibe that, the good vibes came. And, with this vibe, I thought that, okay, what next? So always, I was hungry for opportunities. And I think as long as your students or, anybody is hungry for opportunities, they will get the opportunities. So in other words, what happened is when I was in quality, I thought I will shift to management. So the gradual progression was to do an MBA. So that's the reason, thanks to Dr. Reddy's again, while I was working, I was allowed to do an MBA on part-time on the weekends. I was allowed to go to Mumbai. On weekends, I was going to Mumbai from Hyderabad. And I pursued this course for 3 years. I completed part-time MBA for 3 years in pharma management. And after doing MBA, it became much more easier from a microbiologist to connect the dots. And if you see now, I can tell with this, 22 plus years experience that techno-commercial is most scarce because, sometimes you only go to like have a degree and then you study finance or, do an MBA and just jump into a corporate. And then the whole life is spread onto finance and all this, spreadsheets, as we say. And sometimes you will feel that PowerPoint has no power and point to make. So to have a impact, it's important to have a techno-commercial. So all the students who are listening to me today, if you really want to shift, do it in a gradual progression. Don't rush to anything. Join, first get a job or get to your research, what you love to do, try to have an MBA. And even I would say without an MBA also, if you have a knack, please contact me. I will be happy to guide you. Business development is all about connecting the dots. And to connect the dots, if you are microbiologist, you can understand the biologic space. You can understand the development space in a much greater detail. And this will help you. So I'm sorry for my long speech, but I think it's just one thing should follow, another.
Thank you, sir. It was a great journey and great experience. And today everybody will be benefiting from your talk because it's awesome. And now I invite everyone for their queries.
So first of all,
Prakash, yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead, Dr. Desh.
Your speech needs to be more long. It is not a long speech.
Okay, thank you. I will try to do it more later on. Yeah.
In the future, again, we'll take advantage of your knowledge. Only my question is that, please make a comment on status of bio business at a global level.
Sure. So, I think, thanks for the question. And I think Prakash ji also have asked about another question, of why COVID, which was released on the clinical trial. So I will first explain the bio business and then go to the COVID, stuff which was asked. So I think biologics, mostly we have seen biologics really booming up. Biologics was restricted to, innovators until, certain point of time. But then thanks to global companies like Sandoz, Biocon, and many others, which really started at an early stage. When I was just in the, entering the industry, then I saw a company, Biocon, which is based out of Bangalore, India. They just started doing some, innovative things in the market with biologics, as a generic, player, developing the APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients. And they just started, with little approvals in, for example, in, rest of the world countries, not directly in US and Europe, but steadily, they started. And then it became like everybody joined hands. Now we had Samsung Biologics, we have all the big players, and biologics market had boomed because of their ability to cure patients at their last stage of the, for example, at the last stage of cancer. Mostly it is currently used for cancer, but also for things which were never thought of before. And we have seen that stem cell research have come up, in the last recent years. And now with the advancement of regulations and also with the, artificial intelligence, if I may say so, I don't know much about it, but with all this retrospective and prospective analysis, the drug approvals, biologics, because no two biosimilar, that's the reason it's called biosimilar. It's not the same. It's still, but still a lot of products are there in the market, and we have seen the price also have been made more affordable, and as a result the volumes have gone up. So I feel that next 5 to 10 years will be a very good, let's say, support and growth for biologics, simply because a lot of biologics, a lot of portfolio are, up for grabs because of patent expiry, and a lot of new products can be made available to the market. So now I'll go to the second question. Okay. Thank you, sir. So the second question asked by Prakash ji, about why COVID was released without sufficient clinical trials, So that is always, as a regulator, whatever little I know from my regulatory affairs days, it is always about benefit and risk. So we saw in last 2 years that there were daily, the death was so much, that people were dying just like that. There was no cure. And that's the reason it was, necessary to have a vaccine in place, because if you had waited for the normal tenure, then this pandemic couldn't have been stopped. So the answer is yes, there was risk, there was no sufficient clinical data, but simply because there was so much, death going on, there was so much chaos, it was necessary to load a vaccine. And by the way, this vaccine is not on a new platform, there was already, the platform was created, and this was just a, let's say, an tweaked vaccine, which was done in a record number of months. And then based on the retrospective data, and thanks to AI and all this, data which we have available, which are being made available, somebody took the first step. And then we saw that mainly it was, if you see another thing, Prakash ji, that this was also done in conjunction with the universities. So for the first time, all the universities came together. And also I know that there was a consortium formed with all the, clinical study platform. That means, many companies came all together, they formed a consortium and they tested the vaccine. So definitely it was not ideal. All full clinical trial data was not available, but whatever was possible, regulatory agencies was, let's say, smart enough to launch it and prevent, further deaths.
Thank you, sir. So we have Professor Suranjit sir also. So sir, if you want to proceed with your query.
Okay. It was a very nice talk by Dr. Chatterjee. I really enjoyed the talk very much.
Thank you, Sunit sir.
I went to a leadership course of CSIR, and they said change is very important. We must change with the time. If there is need for COVID vaccine, we should work on COVID vaccine. If there is need for a new antibiotic, we should work on a new antibiotic. It is very important trait. Change is very important, number one. Number two, one trainer came from South Africa and he said, we have to practice a lot. We have to practice, practice, and practice. And he used to do this. Practice, man, practice. Practice, man, practice. So the more we practice our business, the more better our business will become. Even the bio business. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Fully agree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, you can go with your query.
Yeah, no, I have no queries, but I have certain statements to make. Accidentally, I also come from the same institute. Arvind also comes from the same institute where Mr. Kunal has studied. We also had our graduation and post-graduation in Government College, Aurangabad and Institute of Science, Aurangabad. So it's nice to know that students from these departments are scaling high peaks. Congratulations and best of luck. That's what
Thank
I
you,
just
sir.
wanted to say.
Thanks a
I'm
lot.
Bhogle. Me and Arvind, we are classmates. And both of us did our post-graduation from Institute of Science, Aurangabad. Those days it was housed in government college only. Afterwards, they have shifted the place to Kile Air. I don't know where you studied, but government college is the same where you did your graduation. Maybe with Dr. Garge or Dr. R.R. Deshpande.
Yeah, Dr. R.R. Deshpande was our HOD.
Yeah,
When I
he is
studied.
our colleague and he is Arvind's classmate at the same time. Arvind should agree with that. Yeah.
And then,
So,
Peshwe man, Pandre ma'am,
yeah, that's
Namadegre
right.
man, Dr. S.G. Gupta, everybody was there.
Exactly. I know we still meet on several occasions. So it is nice to see a government college and a government institute student scaling up such a very high peak. Congratulations to you, and let's be proud of the department where we studied. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
I
Thank
just
you, sir.
wanted
I'm
to
really
say
grateful.
because I can't add anything to biopharma and all because I do not know anything about it. But so our colleague, our department gentleman can pick up such a scale. You should actually, government college should take some troubles to honor such students in their centenary year. I think Arvind is one of the management team in the centenary year. I think he can take efforts in that direction. Am I right, Arvind? I think he's not there to comment. But really,
Yes,
I'm proud.
yes.
Let's be.
I'm hearing you. And what you have
so you
told
are
is
expert. You are
very
expert
correct.
comments. Let us be proud of him because he is
Yes,
from our department.
Correct.
Of course, this has nothing to do with the management and all, but then we really feel proud, कि हमारे department लोग इतने scale पे जाते हैं.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And I have not done anything great, I'm still a microbiologist, still from Aurangabad. So thanks a lot. And I would encourage, all the guests here, participants here, mainly the students, to take benefit of this Pharma Circuit platform, and it's all free of charge. We're not charging anything. So you can take benefit of this platform and really connect, of course,
See, it is actually for the faculty to guide the students in the right direction, which probably sometimes they don't do. I don't know. I'm extremely sorry to say that, but it's a fact. So it is nice, Dr. Arvind, you introduced such a beautiful gentleman who is down to earth despite of being at such a highest level in the management and pharmaceutical field. Thank you.
He will be again on our platform now. Don't worry.
Yeah, actually, you should recommend government college to take a cognizance of such persons.
Yeah. Sure. We'll do it.
Maybe I think I'm not. It's not the right platform to say that. But then I again congratulate you. I'm not able to stop myself. Not able to come out of the government college.
Yeah. No, we are all grateful. I mean, there's very memorable days indeed.
Yeah. The department in the corner.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, right. Nice to have been listening to you.
Thanks for listening to me today. Thanks a lot.
Sure.
Keep well.
It was a beautiful.
Bye-bye.
It was a beautiful talk.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Microbiology Society of India. Thanks to Dr. Nitika and Dr. Deshmukh and all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. And we'll be connecting with your interesting talks in the future too. So I'll be connecting with you. And it was like, I found it very short, and I was like very interestingly listening to your facts and all the type of your journey from microbiology to entrepreneurship. So we would love to hear you in the next, your next session talks, and I'll be scheduling it. So,
okay, sure.
So
it will be a pleasure. It will be my pleasure.
Yes,
thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care all. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nitika, for conducting the show so well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And we'll be meeting in the next lecture on Sunday. Thank you so much, sir. Take care. Bye-bye.